Hey everybody, Dr. Nick here on Feel Good Friday. We got Christmas decorations in the back. We got birthday balloons up above. Today, I want to talk about what my current lower body warm-up looks like, but more importantly, how it's changed. I posted a video a while back, and I'll link it down below, of my lower body warm-up, and it involved some foam rolling, different mobility work, at my house before I went to the gym. Maybe took about 5 to 8 minutes, and then I would get into my car, go to the gym. However, things change, and our understanding of things like foam rolling and stretching and mobility changes as we learn more and more about it. But by me foam rolling at my house and then driving to the gym, I've likely lost any benefit that I got from the original foam rolling. Even if I did foam roll for 10 minutes right before I got into my workout, it's likely that the benefits of the first muscle that I foam rolled were lost already in the time it took me to foam roll other muscles. So foam rolling should be specific. But I'm not going to get into that now. I'm going to link my work on foam rolling down below. So a proper warm-up is going to consist of something that raises your core temperature, as well as physically and mentally prepares you for the movements you're about to perform. So something like foam rolling and stretching, they're more passive ways to warm up, as opposed to jumping on a cardio machine for a couple minutes and then getting under the bar and starting to groove the movement that you're about to train. When you compare the two, I gotta go the cardio and the grooving the movement every time, because if you look at core temperature, cardio machine for a couple minutes and grooving under the bar are going to increase your core temperature 100%. Is foam rolling and passive stretching really going to increase your core temperature? Maybe, but definitely not as much as the cardio equipment and grooving the movement under the bar. And research actually shows this, so why choose the more passive activity? So not only does that cardio machine and grooving the movement under the barbell increase your core temperature better than passive warm-ups, it's also going to take care of the second part of a good warm-up, which is physically and mentally preparing yourself for the movements to come. Grooving yourself under that bar with light loads and feeling your joints go through that range of motion is going to get you ready to perform that exercise. It's just the principle of specificity. And that first warm-up set under that bar with no weight on it is not going to feel great, most likely. Things are going to pop, things are going to creak, things are going to feel tight. But if you keep working that movement, there's going to be a point when you transition and it feels better. So if things feel tight and achy or pop and crack, the answer is not always to jump back down on the foam roller. It may be just keep grooving that movement until you're ready to go. So I often get asked, what does your warm-up look like? And it's not much. So that's why I wanted to make this video, to show you exactly what I do before I step under the bar. So I usually start with a lat stretch in this squatted position, in this deep squat position. What this does is it stretches the lats, so from the arms up like that, it's a classic lat stretch, but I'm also sitting back into a posterior pelvic tilt, so I'm rounding my lower back, taking some deep breaths into my lower back and my upper back to try to fill it up and get a good stretch. As I'm doing that, I'm putting an extra stretch on the lats because the lats work to extend the lower back. So by me flexing it, I'm putting an extra stretch on the lats. Then I'll go into one of my favorite stretches, the 90-90 hip stretch. I'll sit in this position with an upright posture and a neutral spine for about 5 seconds, and then I'll lean over that front knee for another 5 seconds. I'll do it about 3 or 4 times on each side, but really just going by feel here. Then I'll go into another one of my favorites. It's this sit back position with one leg stretched out to the side. The idea here is to keep a neutral spine. So as I'm sinking down, I'm trying not to shift to the left or the right, trying not to let my lower back round or arch too much. And then as I sit back, I'm pointing that foot up toward the ceiling. It's a great way not only to get some mobility of the hip adductors and hamstrings, It also starts to groove that squat pattern with keeping a neutral spine and sitting back into hip flexion. I'll hold each position for about 5 seconds, but again, going more by feel than trying to hit numbers. Now we'll go into another one of my favorites. This is to work on some thoracic extension. What I'm doing is I am leaning forward with my hands on the bar and I'm maintaining a neutral lower back. I'm not letting my lower back arch. I'm getting all that extension from my thoracic spine. Again, this is going to help me train and groove that neutral spine with thoracic extension, which is very important in squatting and deadlifting. I'm breathing deeply, and as I exhale, I am letting my chest sink further down to the floor. Up next is just some scapular and serratus work. So before I descend down to the floor, I'm protracting my shoulder blades. You can see that little bit of a push before, and I'm pushing the bar forward on the rack and sinking down into shoulder flexion and thoracic extension. It's a really great way to get some mobility throughout the spine and shoulders. So at this point, I feel ready to get under the bar. So I start with some squats with just the bar, no weight on the bar. And I am feeling this movement. I'm feeling what it feels like today. Like a blind man trying to feel his way through a room. I'm listening to my body, feeling my joints, and trying to groove this movement. You can see that I'm treating each rep as if I had a loaded barbell on my back. I'm bracing my core with my breath, and I'm descending nice and slowly as if I had a loaded barbell. I'll do maybe 2 sets of about 8 or 10 or 12, but again, mostly going by feel. If I feel like I need to do a couple more, I'll do a couple more. If I feel like I'm ready to go, I'll start with some light weight and work up to my working sets. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.